Regional Championship hardwood is on the line as we welcome you to Deerfield High School for a clash between the number 7 seed St. Viator Lions and the number 2 seed Grayslake Central Rams. I'm Brody Sheffrin, joined alongside Dylan Traeger. And Dylan, both of these teams trailed at the halfway point of their regional semifinal games, but they were able to battle back and find a way to win. How did they do that, and how will they use that momentum to try and capture the Deerfield regional title?
Yeah, Brody, it's great to be back here at Deerfield High School. Another great day of regional playoffs. It's been late offense in the late innings from both of these teams. We saw this Grayslake team go behind 2-0, a shutout. The 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, they put up 10 runs. As for St. Viator, it was 3 runs in the 6th and 7th inning, a walk-off single to win the game over Deerfield. It's been all that late production, and that brings us to our keys to the game, starting off with the production. It's going to be all about these teams producing. But first off, we're going to talk about pitcher's rest. From St. Viator, it's Alistair Kanya, who went a complete game outing just the other day, over 120 pitches. So the St. Viator team only using 1 pitcher in this regional tournament so far. They're going to have a lot of pitching rest. As for both teams, their offense both need to wake up. Viator with just 3 runs across the last 2 innings, and Grayslake getting shut out between the 1st and 3rd innings. They didn't score until the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Their offense, both ends, need to be waking up early.
Absolutely, and Grayslake Central, even though it was a 2 versus a 15 game, it felt like they were scared early on. In those first 3 innings of the game, they allowed that 2-run homer to Brady Rogers of Woodstock North, and they weren't really able to settle in until Colton Ohm came in to pitch in the 4th inning, and they were able to start putting some runs on the board and settle into the game very nicely. So we'll see how they start off today. Regional championship nerves are obviously going to be a factor as the coaches' meeting is just convened, and we're going to get ready to start soon. But next up, the keys to the game is pitcher's rest for Grayslake Central. They used 3 arms in that regional semifinal victory over Woodstock North on Wednesday afternoon. They used Ohm, Carlson, and Eckenstaller. And today it'll be Cal Hansen, who is committed to Parkland College to play baseball. So we'll get to see a good taste of him, and I'm sure they'll go to closer Nathan Fuco at some point because he was not used in the semifinal.
And another thing you said, Brody, on our keys to the game is scoring early. The wind is blowing hard, 14-mile-an-hour wind gusts coming towards us. We're behind the plate, so it's going to be very hard to get the ball over the outfield heads and out of the infield. And as you mentioned before, it's going to be a race to 5 runs. The team that gets to 5 runs likely will take the game. It's going to be very difficult to produce on offense. I know you've got the heavy zip-up jacket on, but I'm a little cold out here with those winds blowing in.
Absolutely. Had to come prepared today. On Wednesday, it was in the low 50s, and today is not much warmer than that, despite the sun being out. So those are our keys to the game. We will have first pitch for you at about 10 minutes time.
Tell your friends and family that can't make the game today to search for Deerfield Athletics on YouTube. They can watch the game for free.
Welcome back to Deerfield High School as we are just getting set for the top of the first inning. Lefty Cal Hansen warming up for Grayslake Central. He boasts a 1.22 ERA this year with a 4-2 record in 34 and a third innings pitched. And Dylan, he has just been absolutely outstanding on the mound.
And not just on the mound, but Hansen has looked great at the plate. Last game, Hansen went 4 for 4 at the dish. 3 singles and a double, showing off why the seniors committed to play in college at Parkland Community College. Batting .365 this year at the plate with 3 home runs. One of the most powerful players on both ends in the field or at the plate for this Grayslake Central team. And Hansen looking to get it done on the mound. The battery is Hansen on Hansen for Grayslake Central. Cal Hansen on the mound and Soren Hansen behind the plate. They are not related. They got that little bit of spelling difference on the Hansen, the last name, but still an interesting battery to have.
Absolutely. Both these teams are getting set to warm up, and this regional final is about to be underway. Ryan Jackson, the St. Viator shortstop, will lead things off as the Grayslake Central infield convenes, and we are all set to go. The winner of this game will advance to play at Grayslake Central next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. in the sectional semifinal game.
We would like to thank everyone for tuning in to Deerfield Warrior Athletics, brought to you by the Deerfield Athletic Department. He's Brody Sheffer and I'm Dylan Traeger on this gorgeous now afternoon on a Saturday.
Jackson digs in, Hansen gets set, and we are off with a swing and a miss, strike one.
Jackson, one of the most impactful players at the plate for St. Viator just the other day. Got on base 3 times, 2 walks, and a single to center.
This ball's lined and caught by the shortstop, Charlie Surwick. What a play by number 13 in white. He makes a leap and the catch for out number 1. And Dylan, we talked about this on Wednesday. Charlie Surwick is absolutely unbelievable at shortstop. His coach, Troy Whalen, called him one of the best defensive shortstops in the area. And he showed that skill off once again.
And you could see Jackson just line that one to Surwick. It's Surwick getting up there as high as he could, making that leap to snag the grab, retire the first out of the inning.
Hansen starts the 2-hitter Jonathan Shantz, third baseman, off with a strike. Finds the strike zone once again. Low and inside corner. It's now 0-2. Hansen gets set to fire. This ball's popped up right side. It'll get out of play. Jonathan Shantz, the batter for St. Viator. Cal Hansen likes to work fast. Lefty stands tall and misses high, ball 1. Here comes the 1-2. Foul back.
Shan's batting right around .350 this season. Went 0 for 2 in the last game versus Deerfield. Reached on a bunt from an error, F9, and a strikeout.
Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball just misses outside. Count moves to 2-2 now on Jonathan Shantz. Dangerous hitter Brandon Thompson waits to the on-deck circle as that pitch is taken, called strike 3. Hansen froze it with a fastball there, and down goes Shantz for out number 2.
Hansen with some serious speed on that fastball. His 43rd strikeout of the year. He's got an amazing strikeout to walk rate. 43 strikeouts to just 11 walks. You can't teach that, Brody.
Not at all. As Brandon Thompson digs in, he is the East Suburban Catholic Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He has received Division I interest but has not committed yet. been on this St. Fire varsity team for 3 years now as he takes a ball from Cal Hansen. Dylan, this is the most dangerous bat in the St. Viator lineup. What did you see from him on Thursday?
Thompson going 1 for 3 versus Deerfield on Thursday. Single to the left side and also got on base from a walk. Reached base twice, batting .485 this season at the plate.
Thompson takes a big cut and swings and misses at that one. Count now moves to 2-1. Thompson was very aggressive 2-0 there. He was taking a home run swing, which we know he's capable of doing. Here comes the 2-1. Finds the strike zone on the outside corner for strike 2. And an early moment in this game with Brandon Thompson on a 2-strike count. 2 outs in the first inning. Here comes Hansen's 2-2. Ball misses high.
Brody, for the most part early on, Hansen is doing a tremendous job at commanding the zone.
Absolutely. It looks like he's been able to throw every pitch where he wants it as the payoff is coming. 3-2. Misses low, ball 4. Thompson will take his base. Brings up the right fielder, number 22, Brandon Heineck. Thompson able to draw a walk, try and spark a little 2-out rally in this first inning, Dylan.
First pitch ball to Heineck.
Correction, it's Braden Heineck, not Brandon Heineck. Works a 1-0 count here. Here comes the pitch from Hansen. Just misses low for ball 2. Hansen trying to find the strike zone here after giving up a walk to Thompson. It's the cleanup hitter, Heinen, the right-hander from a tall stance. Hansen throws over to first base. Nowhere close to getting Thompson.
Heineck reached base twice in his last game versus Deerfield. A single to right field and a walk. Was hitting the ball into the play twice.
Big lead from Thompson at first. Hansen fires the 2-0. This ball is popped up right side. Under it is Stone. He makes the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. St. Viator does not score. Cal Hansen pitches around a walk, and we move to the bottom of the first inning. Still scoreless from Deerfield High School in the regional championship game. Welcome back to Deerfield High School for the bottom half of the first inning of play in this IHSA 3A regional final. I'm Brody Sheffrin, joined alongside Dylan Traeger. We thank you for joining us. And for St. Viator, it's big right-hander number 18, Hunter Mills.
And Brody, we saw Mills warming up for what felt like a couple of innings on Thursday versus Deerfield. Viator chose to let Alistair Kanya go the distance, a 7-inning, complete game. But for Mills, we saw him warming up for an inning or two. He's an honorable mention, conference all-selection, 3.6 ERA, 3-1 record in 10 appearances, 39 innings pitched, an incredible 35-8 strikeout to walk rate as Mills, the righty, looking to get it done for Viator, a very strong pitching staff over there in Arlington Heights.
Absolutely. He'll face the top of this Grayslake Central lineup, Trevor Meath, Carson Woods, and Cal Hansen, all of which had hits in the regional semifinal.
A pretty solid turnout today in terms of fans. Lots of current players at the high school level and a lot of youth players. But a great turnout at Deerfield High School for today's contest.
Absolutely, as Mills gets set to deliver the first pitch. And he finds the strike zone on the low side for strike number 1 to Trevor Meath. Right-hander hits out of a bit of a crouch. The 0-1 misses high.
Trevor Meath, he leads the team in batting average, batting .385 this season, an on-base percentage right around .550. It's exactly who you want in the leadoff spot in a playoff game.
Absolutely, a guy you can depend on to get on base every other time as that pitch finds the strike zone for strike 2. Hunter Mills has come out with some heat early on, Dylan. Meath digs back in, the 1-2 from Mills. Swung on and fouled back. Mills gets set and fires the 1-2, misses low and outside.
Meath, generally the leadoff hitter for Grayslake. He went 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch in their last game versus Woodstock.
Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called in the outside corner as Meath is retired. Beautiful pitch there from Hunter Mills, and he has shown a lot of command in that first plate appearance.
And if Meath can't get on base, Carson Woods brings just a good of chance of getting on base. 3 for 3, got on base 4 times versus Woodstock. A single, a pair of doubles, and a walk.
Yeah, Carson Woods, arguably the most dangerous bat in this lineup, had 3 really hard hit balls on Wednesday afternoon. We'll see what he can do against Hunter Mills, who gets set to fire the first pitch. Swung on and fouled back.
Carson Woods batting right around .360 this season, an on-base percentage just south of .500.
This Grayslake Central lineup just so dangerous top to bottom, Dylan. So here comes the 0-1, swung on, hit hard into left field. And it's down, it's fair. Carson Woods around first. It'll be a single. 1-out single for Carson Woods. Correction, that ball was caught in left field. Dylan, I believe that ball was caught. Nice play by the left fielder, Cernell, for out number 2. I apologize, I thought that ball had gotten down. It's hard for us to see from where we are on the third base side. That left field line is a blind spot for us, so we apologize in advance for all balls that go down there. Missed a home run on Wednesday.
The third base dugout is a complete blind spot for us, and we're pretty much blinded from half of left field from where we're sitting.
It is as Cal Hansen digs in with 2 outs, trying to start something. This ball's grounded right back to Hunter Mills, who flips to Oberwise to end the inning. Well done there from Hunter Mills, who retires the Rams in order. Strikeout, fly out, ground out. And after 1 inning of play, Dylan, we remain scoreless to this IHSA regional final. Welcome back to the second inning of play in this regional final between Grayslake Central and St. Viator. Brody Sheffin alongside Dylan Traeger, happy to be bringing it to you. As Hansen throws this one down to second base, and we are set to go. It'll be Jacob Oberwise, the Lion first baseman, leading us off. Big right-handed batter.
Oberwise started at first in St. Viator's last game versus Deerfield. Went 0 for 3. Pair of strikeouts, a pop out to first, and a hit by pitch. He's batting right around 220 this year. He's also got 5 appearances on the mound as he takes first pitch, first strike.
Yeah, Hansen able to find the upper outside corner there. I don't think Oberweiss agreed with the call, but it was a strike as this ball is grounded to third. Ball is gloved by McGowan, fired across the diamond to Stone for out number 1. Nice play there from Ian McGowan to retire Oberwise as now Tommy Baina digs in, the nephew of head coach Terry Baina.
Baina's first start of the regional playoffs came in as a pinch hitter late game for St. Viator. His first pitch called strike. He went 0 for 1 versus Deerfield. Reached first on an E1 and also struck out.
That ball misses with a breaking ball as Tommy Baina. His count evens up at 1-1. Lefty-lefty matchup for Cal Hansen. Swung on and fouled back.
Brody, you'll see Baina hit from both sides of the plate while he throws righty. He'll step to the plate on the left side today, but you will occasionally see him on the right side.
It's interesting with the lefty on the mound that he's not on the right side as this ball is lined into right field, and I guess I'm wrong, Dylan, for a base hit. Tommy Baina, lefty-lefty, choosing to go that way, pulls one into right, and gets the first hit of this ball game.
And Baina just clubbed that one, and there was nothing Ohm could do in right field about that one, watching it drop right in front of him.
Nice piece of hitting there from Tommy Baina as now his cousin Tanner digs in, the son of the head coach. Second baseman had the walk-off game-winning single against Deerfield on Thursday afternoon. Was hard hit ball up the middle under the glove of Mac Jones.
Baina reached base twice versus Deerfield, that single to right. He also reached base on an E5 off of Ethan Katz, a hard hit ball to third base. Ethan Katz of Deerfield, an all-conference player.
Hansen's pickoff throw over to first was not in time as this pitch misses low for ball 1.
You can see how far Tommy Baina has been dancing off the bag. Both the Hansens have been looking at him.
This ball's popped up, flown into right. It will fall for a base hit. Both Bainas have singled, and St. Viator's got it going in the second.
Tanner doing similar to what Tommy did, that short dropped ball to right field, and that one was super close to the line. You see how far left Ohm is in right field. Left that whole line open for that ball to drop, and it'll be 2 runners on for Alec Harrer.
And an interesting storyline building around that. Cal Hansen's had a lot more success when he's been able to get to 2 strikes in the count. Both these hits by the Baina cousins have came in early count situations. This first pitch to center fielder Alec Harrer is fouled off to the right side.
Harrer 1 for 3 versus Deerfield on Thursday. Had himself a double, a put out to second base, and a strikeout. A double will almost certainly score 1 run, possibly 2 here.
Here comes the 0-1 from Hansen. This ball is grounded into left field for a base hit. Getting held at third is Tommy Baina, but it's 3 straight singles for St. Viator, and they are very much in business in the visiting second.
It'll bring up Lincoln Cernell with bases loaded. Cernell batting right around 150 this season, just 3 RBIs. Did not get the start versus Deerfield, his first start of the regional playoffs.
This ball's fouled back. Lincoln Cernell made a nice play in the top of the first inning that we could not see. Hansen gets set for the 0-1. The pitch, fouled back.
Cernell, a stronger pitcher than he has a hitter. 1.7 ERA across 24 innings. 1-2 record, 24-11 strikeout to walk rate.
It's Lincoln Cernell, big opportunity here with the bases loaded and 1 out, the 0-2. Fly ball center field. Woods will back up and make the play. Nice catch there by, I believe it was Charlie Surwick, the shortstop. They were all kind of convening in that short center area. But nonetheless, it is out number 2, and the runner does not score, so good job from Cal Hansen to force weak contact and keep that run off the board. But St. Viator flips back to the top of this order. It'll be Ryan Jackson with 2 outs to try and knock in the first run of this ball game. Big at bat here. Hansen's first pitch is swung on and missed with a breaking ball for a strike. Nice pitch there from Cal Hansen, who's trying to escape a massive jam. This just feels like one of those early pivotal moments in this game, Dylan. As this first pitch is grounded, Surwick's got it at short, fires over to first in time to retire Jackson. Beautiful play from Charlie Surwick, the all-area shortstop. And St. Viator strands the bases loaded in the second. 3 singles is not enough to score one in this ball game, and we will move to the bottom of the second inning in this regional final when we come back. Welcome back to Deerfield High School for the bottom of the second inning of this regional final between Grayslake Central and St. Viator. And Dylan, St. Viator left the bases loaded in the top of the second inning. How do you think that's going to affect their momentum going forward? Because that's a big spot that they just missed an opportunity in.
Well, Brody, we saw 3 singles. And many coaches will say solo home runs won't win you games the same way singles won't win you games. And it's a tough jam for St. Viator to be in on offense, only getting those singles and really not bringing in much damage on offense.
Yeah, none of those singles were exceptionally hard hit, and Cal Hansen did a fantastic job getting a pop on the ground out to end the inning as Ian McGowan lines one into right center field for a base hit to start the home second. Nice piece of hitting there from Ian McGowan off of Hunter Mills, as that'll bring up Colton Ohm, who dazzled on the mound on Wednesday. Correction, it will be Beckham Stone, the designated hitter.
And a nice piece of hitting there from Ian McGowan, who completely clubbed that one to center field. An absolute rocket as he takes a nice lead at first base.
McGowan, traditionally the three hitter in this order, swapped spots with Hansen today as this ball's grounded to third base, foul from Beckham Stone.
Beckham Stone put out a nice piece of hitting at the plate versus Woodstock. 1 for 2, a single and 2 walks. Knew how to get it done and get on base.
Yeah, Beckham Stone, the big power threat in this lineup with 5 home runs on the season, is that pickoff play back to first base is unsuccessful from Hunter Mills. Ian McGowan taking quite a bit of a lead as Mills gets set for the 0-1. Kicks and fires. This ball is grounded. First base side, just foul. Count now 0-2 on first baseman Beckham Stone.
That's a good foul ball to hit. You could see he hit it off the end of the bat. It had that little bit of spin on the grass. Sometimes those can roll back into play, Brody.
Yeah, smart play there from Oberweis to touch that one before it crept back into fair territory. As here comes the 0-2 to Beckham Stone. The pitch. Ball high. Thompson almost attempted a back pick. That one, we know based on a seasonal pattern that St. Viator loves to back pick to every base, so it's going to be interesting to keep Grayslake Central on their toes on the base paths today. As here comes the 1-2 offering from Hunter Mills. Beckham Stone calls time.
Beckham Stone looking to keep up his hot hitting. He leads the team. Sorry, he's second on the team in OPS, above 1. He's got that on-base percentage right around 425.
Here comes the 1-2, is fouled off by Stone, staying alive. Beckham Stone's one of these guys that could change the game with one swing. So that pickoff play to first base is not in time. He's got plenty of power. Haven't seen him use it in the regional just yet, but sure it's coming soon. Here comes the 1-2. Ball misses high. Thompson looked over to first base once again. This team loves to back pick. There's also a Viator team who loves to pitch backwards, which means a lot of 2-strike heaters and early count breaking balls. As here comes the 2-2. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. Beckham Stone sat back on that curveball and poked it into left field. A nice piece of hitting from number 14 in white. As Grayslake Central's got the first 2 men aboard in the home second.
A long at-bat there from Beckham Stone. Really protected the plate, waited for his pitch, and worked up the pitch count before he hits that one all the way at the end of the bat for a single drop in left field. Just like that, Grayslake Central threatening with 2 runners on and no outs aside.
Yeah, and this feels eerily similar to the top half of this inning with St. Viator with a pair of singles, as Colton Ohm will try and keep the rally going. The Lions bring the corners in, perhaps expecting a bunt. Middle stay back, looking to turn 2.
Colton Ohm leads the team in slugging percentage, .616. He went 1 for 4 in the team's last game with a single to center field. A single right now almost certainly has a chance at scoring a run.
Yeah, depending on where it's hit and how hard, it certainly will. And Mills gets set. Ohm shows bunt. Bunt's foul. Big spot here, Dylan, with 2 on and nobody out. If Ohm's able to lay down a nice sacrifice and get these runners over to second and third, that will bring up the catcher Soren Hansen, who certainly has the capability to put the Rams on top. As Ohm digs in, right-hander, tall stance, showing bunt. First baseman Oberweis charging in. The bunt is popped up and caught by Oberweis. Nice play there. Instinct from Jacob Oberweis to charge in. Colton Ohm could not get a good bunt down, and that'll be out number 1.
And Brody, you could see there, the charge from Oberweis was textbook. He got almost to the dirt at home plate, and Ohm just popped that one right to his glove, and Oberweis an easy chance at making that first out there.
Absolutely fantastic bunt coverage from the Lions, as this ball is thrown over to second base, not in time. McGowan dives back in safely. This is a St. Viator team that really likes to keep these runners at bay, similar to Woodstock North. They really try to keep these Rams runners close, knowing their capabilities and how well coached they are by head coach Troy Whalen, who's been over there for over 20 seasons. Soren Hansen, right-hander, hits from a crouch, fouls this one back. Count 0-1 on the catcher, Soren Hansen, who, unlike Wednesday, does not have a big sock in his back right pocket. As the 0-1 is swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Hunter Mills with that off speed, and big spot coming here. Count 0-2. 1 out to the catcher, Hansen.
Hansen batting .273 with runners in scoring position, looking to put some damage on the scoreboard right now.
The 0-2 from Mills. Swung on, flown into left field. Under it is the shortstop, Jackson, who makes the play for out number 2. Nice play there from Ryan Jackson. Had to communicate with his left fielder, Cernal, but was able to get under it and make the catch. For out number 2 is now Mitchell Ross digging in. We did not see him on Wednesday. Batting .258 on the season.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Mitchell Ross this year, just 31 at-bats to his name.
He is a senior with a lot of experience for this Grayslake Central Rams squad. As that first offering from Mills with a breaking ball finds the strike zone.
Ross, 9 runs batted in his 31 at-bats.
Have a chance to get 10 and possibly 11 right now with 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. This ball is grounded to first. Nice play by Jacob Overwise. Fields it on a hop and steps to the bag to retire the side. Grayslake Central with 2 singles to start the inning. Can't do anything after that. And after 2 innings of play, the score remains scoreless in this regional final tilt. We welcome you back to Deerfield High School for this 3rd inning of play with a major piece of news coming out of Crystal Lake South. The regional hosting Gators have defeated the defending state champion Crystal Lake Central Tigers by a score of 8-7. This ball is grounded by Shantz right back at Cal Hansen. He's got to fire quickly, and he does. Not in time. Much to the dismay of this Grayslake Central crowd, it'll be Jonathan Shantz who reaches with a leadoff infield single off the glove of Cal Hansen. He tried to field it quickly, fired it over to Stone, but it was not in time as Coach Troy Whalen is very upset with the result of that call, but it will be ruled a hit.
And Brody, that's a tough play to make, a hard hit ball. Not only is it hard to field that, but to field it and then make the throw, very hard to do.
We talked about this on Wednesday, Dylan, with pitchers in the field. Both Brady Carlson and Ryan Lowler made fantastic plays on Wednesday, but Cal Hansen could not make that one. As this pitch to Thompson is low. Back pick to first base, not in time.
And a bad throw there from Hansen.
A good throw might have had a chance to get him.
Certainly would have. You saw Stone was ready on the bag for it, but a good block nonetheless beforehand from Hansen.
Yeah, Shantz was very aggressive with his lead as Michael Thompson takes high, ball 3. He's already walked today, and with a 3-0 count, Dylan would not be surprised if he takes another one here. Big lead from Shantz at first. Hansen's 3-0. Check swing, swung on and missed. Interesting to see Thompson so aggressive there on 3-0. I know he's the best hitter in this lineup, but any opportunity to get 2 on and nobody out, Dylan, I'm surprised they didn't try and take it.
If he would have left his bat on his shoulder there, there'd be 2 runners on base and no outs for St. Viator.
Pickoff move once again from Hansen. It's not in time to get Shantz.
Thompson, the Conference Offensive Player of the Year, his 3rd year in varsity.
That pitch misses high and inside, ball 4. Thompson will take his 2nd walk of the day. And St. Viator threatening once again in this 3rd inning.
It'll bring up Braden Heineck, who's 0 for 1. He popped out to the first baseman before. Heineck, an all-conference selection, batting .370 this year. 24 RBIs under his belt. He reached base twice for his Deerfield on Thursday.
We'll see if St. Viator takes a similar approach to Grayslake Central when they had 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 2nd, as that first pitch is fouled right through the door of the dugout and out of play. That's an oddity that you don't see too often in baseball, Dylan.
You saw the St. Viator coach opening, or I could say closing the door before the pitch, and that ball just sneaked right in, and that went into the dugout.
Here comes the 0-1. This ball's grounded to short. Surwick bobbles the ball, and it goes into center field. Runner does not score, but it will be E6. Charlie Surwick, the sure-handed shortstop, is unable to make the play there. And the bases are now loaded with nobody out for Jacob Oberweis.
And Brody, something you got to realize is you're not playing on your home turf. You're playing at Deerfield High School. And those ground balls that hit that edge lip of the infield grass always will have a hard bounce. We see Easton Newman make those kind of errors at shortstop. It's a tough play to make.
Absolutely. There's just no way to read it. As Jacob Oberweis swings and misses it. A fastball, strike 1. Bases loaded, nobody out, top of the 3rd inning in this regional final. Cal Hansen's 0-1. Sky high pop-up. Surwick has a read under it. He's under it. He makes the catch for out number 1. A very high pop-up from Jacob Oberweis, but good read from Surwick there as he shows why he is still an all-area shortstop.
Surwick's error there, his 8th of the season. He ranks 2nd on the team in errors.
Coach Troy Whalen out to talk to his man, Cal Hansen.
A great song there from our PA announcer, Sam Schwartz, little Can I Kick It. You familiar, Brody?
Can't say I've heard it before, but
the Tribe
tune's
Called
starting
Quest.
to come to me.
After working with Sam for all these years, you see the few songs he has on repeat, and this is one of them. He's got a short list of repeat songs. This is one of them.
I'm enjoying what I've heard so far, Dylan, as the huddle breaks and Tommy Baina gets ready to dig in. He already had a single in the 1st. Cal Hansen ready to go, pitching from the stretch with the bases loaded and 1 away here in the visiting 3rd. First pitch is line foul.
Brody Baina, Tommy, 1 for 1 today. Had that single to right field, that inning where St. Viator collected all those singles and they couldn't produce any offense.
This ball is swung on and missed. Looked like it was fouled off the mask of catcher Hansen, as well as the umpire's first name is Vincent. As Soren Hansen will come talk to his guy with no balls and 2 strikes on the batter, Baina. And wouldn't this be a massive strikeout, Dylan? Bases loaded, one away, a ball in play will almost certainly score a run with the speed of Tommy Baina.
We talked about it earlier, but the wind blowing in heavily, around 15-mile-an-hour gusts in Deerfield, Illinois. Going to be hard to get the ball too far out of the outfield today, Brody.
Absolutely. Fly balls, you got to expect outfielders coming in and making a lot of easier plays than they would have expected. As that 0-2 just misses high and outside. The tension is high here at Deerfield High School in this regional final. St. Viator's got the bases loaded with one out in the third. The 1-2. Flied foul to the left side, out of play. All three runners take their leads. Cal Hansen gets set, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike three. Big strikeout there from Cal Hansen to get Tommy Baina for out number 2. What was once bases loaded, nobody out, is now bases loaded and 2 away as Tanner Baina digs in, the hero yesterday. Also had a single in the second. As he digs in with 2 outs, right-hander hits from a crouch. This ball's grounded third base side, foul.
Cal Hansen's second strikeout of the afternoon, his second time getting a St. Viator batter to go down swinging as Hansen looks to get out of this jam for the second inning in a row now, Brody.
Absolutely, Dylan. He got out of a big one in the second, and this third inning, if he can get out of this, Grayslake Central will really have some momentum. Bases are loaded, 2 away for Tanner Baina. Breaking ball misses high, ball 2.
St. Viator's offense right now 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Hansen with a chance to make that even worse.
Yeah, Cal Hansen's 2-1 coming. Swing on, miss, strike 2. Big moment in this game once again, Dylan. Top of the third inning. 2-2 to Tanner Baina. 3-on-3, Cal Hansen's 2-2. Swung on and fouled back. Hansen likes to work really, really fast. Surprised Baina hasn't called time to collect himself. 2-2 pitch from Cal Hansen. He's getting set. High leg kick. Here he goes. Misses low, ball 3. Full count, 2 away, top of the third inning. They got nowhere to put him. Cal Hansen delivers. Cold strike 3. It will be a drop third strike fired over to Stone in time. Cal Hansen gets out of the jam. It was bases loaded, nobody out. Strikeout, pop out, strikeout, and we stay scoreless here at Deerfield High School in the Class 3A regional final. We will be back shortly for the bottom of the third. Welcome back to Deerfield High School for the bottom of the third inning of play in this regional final game between St. Viator and Grayslake Central. Brody Sheffrin joined alongside Dylan Traeger. And Dylan, how about that jam that Cal Hansen escaped in the top of the third?
Cal Hansen has now made St. Viator go 0 for 4, Brody, with runners in scoring position. This feels like exactly what we've seen in each of the last games we saw of St. Viator and Grayslake Central, leaving runners behind. Notably for St. Viator, they started the game off 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position versus Deerfield before making a run in the 6th and 7th inning, scoring 3 runs on Mac Jones. But here we are now, the bottom of the 3rd.
And Charlie Serwick leads it off with a single. Makes up for his error in the field with a nice catch and a base hit now as Grayslake Central's trying to threaten to score again as it'll go back to the top of the order and Trevor Meath.
Serwick says, I'll exchange my error for a leadoff single. Trevor Meath now steps to the plate, a runner on the first corner. Meath leads the team in batting average, runs, walks, hit by pitch, and stolen base. He's got a lot of accolades to his name this year, Brody, and he's looking to stay hot at the plate.
He's got a great glove in center field as well as this tries to lay down a bunt. First pitch down the first base line. It hits him. And he's called out. That ball hit him as he was running down the first base line, and he was in fair territory, so they will call Meath out. Serwick will make his way back to first. Bit of a weird play there, Dylan. He was trying to bunt for a base hit. And
that is a tough play, and unfortunately there's nothing you can do there. Almost certainly he would have gotten to first. That was a great bunt right down the first base line. No one was ready for the bunt there either. But regardless, that'll bring up Carson Woods, who's got a single to left field today, and he had a hot game just the other day. Got on base 4 times against Woodstock, 3 hits and a walk. He's having a beautiful few games at the plate in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Carson Woods, one of these guys that just knows how to rise to the occasion when the pressure gets high, as Mills misses low there for ball 1.
Woods, he's got a 4-way tie in the lead for hit by pitches for this Grayslake team. 4 hit by pitches this year.
And you can tell with the way he crowds the plate, hitting from a crouch. This ball's grounded right back at Mills. Over to Jackson for 1. To Roy Weiss for 2. St. Viator turns the double play to escape the 3rd inning. And what felt like a big scoring chance for Grayslake Central is quickly extinguished. We've had 7 hits in this game so far, Dylan, but no runs to show for it. We will be back for the 4th inning of play shortly. Welcome back to the 4th inning of play from Deerfield High School in this IHSA Class 3A Regional Final as part of the Grayslake Central Sectional. I'm Brody Sheffer, joined alongside Dylan Traeger. Thrilled to be with you on this Saturday afternoon that's gotten progressively warmer as the game has gone on, but it is still chilly and windy out at Deerfield. Alec Harris set to lead things off for the Lions in a game where missed opportunities have been the center of everything.
And Brody, I'd like to break down what we just saw in that last half inning. It was Charlie Serwick, as there's a base grounder to second base, an easy turn for a routine 4-3 ground out. But last inning, Brody, we saw Charlie Surwick lead it off for Grayslake Central. He got that single to right field. And then Trevor Meath lays down the bunt. Surwick stays, and Trevor Meath was out on the bunt. It was a really confusing half inning. The ball hit him before.
This ball is slapped into left center field by Lincoln Snell. Will just be a single. Ball looked like it might have gotten to the gap. Nice job by Ross getting over there in time to cut that one off. The St. Viator gets their 5th hit of the ball game. And as Dylan was saying, that last inning was chaotic. You had Trevor Meath laid on a bunt that hit him, so the runner was not able to advance to second base. And then a couple pitches later, before we knew it, a inning-ending double play. So a lot happened really fast. This ball gets away. Advancing down to second is Cernell.
Brody, I don't think St. Viator's offense wants us talking about their defense. Every time we try to talk about it, they start doing something.
Yeah, they've been hitting Cal Hansen really hard today. Just been poking the ball all over the yard with 5 singles.
It was Hunter Mills with that great double play there. The 1-4-3 putout to end the inning. Pitcher fielding plays. Great fielding, great throw.
As that ball misses high. Count now 2-0 on the leadoff man, Ryan Jackson, who's coming to the plate for the 3rd time today in just the 4th inning. And in a game that's 0-0, Dylan, that's not something you see too often.
No, and we know the wind is blowing in.
Ground ball to third base, picked up by McGowan, throw it, fired over to first. Runner is able to advance, but out number 2 is recorded. Ryan Jackson grounds out. Nice play again there from Ian McGowan, who has quite a few errors this season, but has been sharp today with a couple of nice plays at the hot corner.
Ryan Jackson now 0 for 3, but as we were saying before, this is our key to the game. The wind is blowing in, about 15-mile-an-hour gusts blowing inwards. It's going to be hard to get the ball far out of the outfield.
Definitely not, as that pitch is swung out and missed by Jonathan Shantz, who had a single his last time up on a ball that hit Cal Hansen's glove. The 0-1 misses inside. Runner at third, 2 outs. Another opportunity here with runners in scoring position as St. Viator is 0 for 5 today.
Shantz batting right around 340 this season. 27 runs scored, 15 batted in. 9 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 bomb out of the field.
Here comes the 2-1 from Cal Hansen. Misses inside, ball 3. And Dylan, Cal Hansen, can't say he's had his best stuff today and looked very dominant, but he has just found a way every inning, and you got to give him so much credit for it.
At the end of the day, he's putting up zeros. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. Here comes the 3-1. Finds the bottom corner, strike 2. Shantz started making his way down to first base, but Hansen able to make a big 3-1 pitch to fill up the count 3-2. Big time pitch coming. Here's the payoff. Swung on, flown into right center field. Going back is Ohm. He is not able to make the catch. It's down. Chance round second. It'll be a stand-up double. St. Viator takes the lead. A 2-out RBI double from Jonathan Shantz. And in a game with missed opportunities, that certainly wasn't one. St. Viator takes the lead.
And Brody, that's an incredibly difficult play out there in right center field. We saw Grayslake Central go for a diving catch. Heineck running out. First step back, going backwards, kind of a backwards leap trying to get to that ball. A really tough play there.
Yeah, Colton Ohm not able to make the catch. First pitch misses low, blocked by Soren Hansen.
That's the first run of the game. It comes in the top of the 4th inning. A lot of zeros there before that run.
And for St. Viator, we saw this in the Deerfield game. They just continue to put runners in scoring position and continue to give themselves scoring chances. And they were finally able to break through. And here we go again, Dylan. They get 6 hits in 4 innings. They're finally able to break through and get that first run on the scoreboard as Michael Thompson fouls that one back. And with him at the plate, they got a chance for 1 or even 2 more.
Brandon Thompson, a pair of walks today. Hasn't officially recorded an at-bat.
Hanson trying to get out of the jam. 1-2. Misses inside. Count evens up 2-2. Two outs here in the top of the fourth inning. St. Viator has a run in. Runner at second base. Another nice block there from Soren Hansen, but it does miss, so the count fills up 3-2 now on Michael Thompson. Or Brandon Thompson. Apologize. Had that confused. Payoff pitch coming from Cal Hansen. Steps off the mound.
Thompson, the Conference Offensive Player of the Year, batting right around 480. We haven't seen much of his power at the plate in the regionals as he's looking for his first at-bat of the game. 2 walks today.
Ball misses low, ball 4, and Brandon Thompson's got his 3rd walk of the afternoon. Great at-bat there from number 13 in blue. Is now it'll be Braden Heineck coming up, and Troy Whalen is going to make a move.
Braden Heineck 0 for 1 today. Popped out to the first baseman in a second at-bat. Reached base on E6. I don't see any action in either bullpen. Correction, there is some movement in the Grayslake Central bullpen. It's a little hard to see who it is.
I believe Whalen made a motion to his bullpen. We'll see if Hansen actually ends up coming out of the game. 2 outs in this 4th inning. They're having a conversation about it right now. Umpire comes out to break it up. It'll be runners at first and second for Braden Heineck, the right fielder, with 2 away, and it will be Cal Hansen who stays out on the mound trying to get out of this 4th inning. I got to imagine, Dylan, this is his last batter.
Braden Heineck, an all-conference selection, batting around 370 this season. 14 run scores, 24 batted in, 3 doubles. Had a nice day at the plate versus Deerfield on Thursday. A single to right field and a walk. 2 outs aside. He's got to make sure he's getting the ball out of the infield here to make some damage.
Absolutely, St. Viator, big moment in this game. They're trying to extend that 1-0 lead. Here comes the pitch from Hansen. Finds the zone for a strike. And then we talked about St. Viator's struggles with runners in scoring position today. Jonathan Chance was able to break that spell with a RBI double to right. As Hansen trying to keep it at that. 0-1, this ball's grounded to second base. Woods has got it, but he bobbles it. Throw over to first, it's not in time. Carson Woods bobbles the grounder at second base. And that is the Rams' 2nd error of the night. The bases now will fill up for Jacob Oberwise. Just an uncharacteristic mistake from Carson Woods at second base there, Dylan.
It's getting marked down as Woods' 8th error of the game. Him and Surwich now have a tie for 2nd most errors on the team, as him and Surwick have combined for 2 errors in this contest.
Hansen's really got a job to do here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Cannot let this one get away. He finds the strike zone with a breaking ball to Oberwise. Fastball misses inside. Count evens up 1-1. Jacob Oberwise with a real chance here to give St. Viator a big cushion. Bases are loaded. Here comes the 1-1. This ball slapped into center field. Back goes Meath. Back goes Meath even more. At the track, it's down. Off the wall. Coming around to score is Thompson. Here comes Heineck right behind him. It's a bases clearing double. Big time hit from Jacob Oberwise. And it's 4-0 Lions.
And Brody, we saw there, Meath didn't really go first step back. He started going back and thought he had a shot at the ball, or maybe the sun got in his eyes before the warning track as he started slowing down. Completely misplaying that ball as St. Viator adding on to their lead, now 4-0.
Yeah, this game has just been opened up a lot. Cal Hansen still is out there. Finds the strike zone to Tommy Baina, and Dylan, it just stresses the importance of the error by Carson Woods. They could have gotten out of the inning.
It'll bring up Tommy Baina, who's 1 for 2 today, a single to right field.
Just a massive moment in this game. routine ground ball to second base, and you just feel for Carson Woods, who that's a play that he normally would make in his sleep.
That's the second error of the afternoon from the middle infield on Grayslake Central. Both Carson Woods and Charlie Surowick. Errors playing the ball off that lip of the grass. It'll be Vince Polizzi coming in to run at second for St. Viator. He hasn't recorded an at-bat this season, but he scored 2 runs on the year. He appeared as a pinch runner versus Deerfield on Thursday.
Yeah, it's been a massive 4th inning for the Lions. They have put up a 4 spot to open the scoring and take the lead. This pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. Good breaking ball there from Cal Hansen, who's trying to limit this damage at 4. But Dylan, if we learned anything from Wednesday's game, it's that Grayslake Central knows how to wake the bats up. Breaking ball misses there. Count evens 2-2.
You're definitely right there, Brody. This Grayslake Central team shut out for the first 3 frames, then put up 10 runs across the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. A 10-2 victory over Woodstock.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cal Hansen gets out of the inning, but not before St. Viator is able to put up 4 runs thanks to a bases clearing double from Jacob Overwise on a ball that was hammered to center field. And Dylan, the number 7 seed, has opened up a 4-run lead on the number 2 seed Grayslake Central, a potential shocking result coming from the Deerfield Regional. Halfway home from Deerfield High School, we will have the second half of the game for you shortly. Welcome back to this Class 3A IHSA Regional Final. Live from Deerfield High School, I'm Brody Shefford alongside Dylan Traeger. Thrilled to be bringing it to you. St. Viator just put up 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning thanks to a big bases clearing double by Jacob Overwise after a costly error from Carson Woods at second base. And Grayslake Central trying to battle back as they did on Wednesday. And we'll start with Cal Hansen, who pitched pretty well. 4 innings, 1 earned run. Trying to help himself out a little bit at the plate. This ball swung on, lined up the middle, a base hit. Cal Hansen leads the inning off with a single. And this is exactly what Grayslake Central needs if they want to work their way back into this one, Dylan.
Hansen, his 32nd hit of the season. He's batting right around 365 as he puts a runner on first for the dangerous Ian McGowan, who had a single to center in his first and only at bat today. McGowan, a stat leader all around for this Grayslake Central team. He's got the most plate appearances, at bats, hits, RBIs, and hit by pitches. He's filling up the trophy room with those invisible trophies.
Yeah, one of the leaders on this team. This ball's grounded to the right side. There's not going to be a play at second, but there is at first. Nice play there from Tanner Baina to retire McGowan. Hansen advances to second on the play. It'll bring up Beckham Stone.
Similar to McGowan, Beckham Stone, a single on his only at bat coming into a second. Single to left field in the first inning.
Grayslake Central looking for a spark, trying to battle back from this 4-run deficit. As Hunter Mills has been dealing on the mound for St. Viator. Gets set for the opener. Misses low to Beckham Stone.
Beckham Stone, a power bat. He leads the team in triples with 3, home runs with 4. He's batting .278 with runners in scoring position, looking to drive in the first run for Grayslake Central.
1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Colton Ohm is on deck. Bouncing ball picked up by Thompson. Couldn't find it for a second. Count moves to 2-0 now on Beckham Stone, and I got to imagine he's going to be pretty aggressive here, Dylan.
Definitely, and we've seen the power bat from him this season. He shows it with the numbers. Grayslake Central looking to break the shutout against Mills.
2-0 count to Beckham Stone. Mills gets set. Looks over to second base and fires. Misses outside, ball 3. Good patience here from Beckham Stone as he tries to keep this rally going with 1 out in this regional final game. The winner of this game will face Crystal Lake South, who just took down defending champs Crystal Lake Central. 3-0 pitch. Finds the outside corner for strike 1. Stone didn't like it, but he'll get a chance here on 3-1.
Mills throwing a shutout, just 4 hits allowed through 10 outs.
Here comes the 3-1. Ground ball to the shortstop, Jackson. Throw over to first base is in time to get Stone. Hanson will stay put for out number 2. Nice play there from Ryan Jackson. And after the leadoff single, there's now 2 outs in the inning as Colton Ohm digs in. The right fielder played left on Wednesday.
Colton Ohm, another strong hitter who plays pretty well at the plate with runners on. He's got 7 runs batted in. He's batting .385 with runners in scoring position.
Here comes the first pitch, lined into right field. This ball is down. It's a base hit. Staying at third is Cal Hansen. But it's a single for Colton Ohm. And they're now at the corners with 2 away.
That first pitch hack from Colton Ohm on a line, that roper to right field. Runners on the corners with 2 outs aside for Soren Hansen. Hansen 0 for 1 today, popped out to shortstop. He went 0 for 2 in the game versus Deerfield. Looking for his first hit of the regional playoffs.
Coach Troy Whalen calls time to go talk to Hansen before this major at-bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Dylan, we talked about 2-out hitting at the top of the broadcast. It is going to be so important on a day like this where we expected runs to be at a premium with the wind blowing in to take advantage of every opportunity with runners in scoring position.
Most definitely, and Soren Hansen with a big opportunity here. He's got that sock in his back right pocket, as you were mentioning from the last game. He's got 6 RBIs with 2 outs aside, batting .273 with runners in scoring position. He's done it before. Why can't he do it again?
Here comes the first pitch. Pop fly right field. Under it is Heineck. He makes this drop. The ball is dropped. Heineck drops the ball. Cal Hansen will score. E9 is the ruling, and Grayslake Central's on the board. Wow, a routine pop-up, Dylan, into right field, and now St. Viator has left the door open with an error. Hansen will score. Ohm goes to third.
I'm going to go there and say that's not so routine. I saw when the ball was in the air how much the wind was making that curve towards the right field foul line. And with how sunny it is, there's no clouds really covering the sun. Between the sun and the wind, that is a very tough play.
Looked like Heineck was under it, but...
And that's going to be ruled a hit, I believe.
Wow.
That is a tough play to make, and I could tell right when that was in the air that was going to be trouble.
I admit to being wrong there. But nonetheless, it is Grayslake Central who continues this inning here with 2 outs as Mitchell Ross fouls this one back. Runners still at the corners. ruling changed to an error there. But still very difficult play for Braden Heineken Wright. As the leads are taken from first and third. Mitchell Ross trying to make St. Viator pay for the mistake even more. Count evens up 1-1.
Mitchell Ross, runners on the corners, bats .250 with runners in scoring position. He's brought in 2 RBIs this year with 2 outs aside. That's a situation he has right now.
This ball is grounded to short. Ryan Jackson bobbles it. Play is not made. Another run's going to score Colton Ohm, and it's back-to-back errors for St. Viator that have let the Rams back into this one. It's 4-2. Some defensive mistakes from St. Viator, and Grayslake Central has life once again.
That's Ryan Jackson at shortstop on the error. His second today.
Pretty unbelievable, Dylan. They had 2 outs and a couple of chances to get out of this one, but Grayslake Central's able to keep the inning alive, and they're not done yet. They want to keep chipping away at this 4-run deficit.
And Brody, it's Jackson who's known for his defense. He's number 18 in his conference in fielding percentage. 2 errors now today. So that ball's fouled out to the tennis courts. But Grayslake Central chipping away at what St. Viator had to be a 4-0 lead. Now 4-2. 2 runners on.
And you just wonder, Dylan, if the pressure of this regional final is starting to hit some of these guys. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning now and have seen 3 errors so far tonight. Charlie Surwick had a hit his last time up, trying to do the same again to continue this 4th inning rally from the Rams. The 0-1 misses high.
Surwick had that single to right field. Hasn't had much success with runners in scoring position, batting just .182. Looking to continue the 2-out rally for the Rams.
Runners take their leads. Mills gets set for the 1-1. Swung on, grounded into left field, a base hit. Coming around third, he will score, and it's 4-3. This crowd comes to life, and it's an RBI single by Charlie Surwick, who's got his 2nd hit of the ball game. And this 4th inning has been absolute craziness.
That's now a 3 spot from the Rams in the bottom of the 4th inning. St. Viator starts the frame with 4 runs. And all those 3 runs put up by the Rams with 2 outs.
Couple of mistakes from the St. Viator defense, but not there. Nothing they could have done on that Surwick hit that was poked really hard into left field. Great piece of hitting to the opposite way from Charlie Surwick, and they're back to the top, and it's Trevor Meath with a chance to potentially tie this game or give the Rams the lead.
Meath 0 for 2 today, struck out his first time, and his second at bat he laid down that bunt down the first base line that hit him and got ruled the out. Didn't even have a chance to get to first base. Meath is going to look to continue this 2-out rally for the Rams.
Yeah, he comes to play for the 3rd time tonight. Each team now with 7 hits on the ball game. Grayslake Central, 1st and 2nd, 2 away. Mills finds the zone for a strike. Hunter Mills trying to dig deep and find the 3rd out of this inning somewhere.
The official score changing that pop fly to right field from Soren Hansen from an E9 to a hit.
This ball's lined into right. It's going to be foul.
I was telling you I thought that was a hit with the wind and how difficult a play that was. So that first run is not going to be earned. Correction, the first run is earned now. Soren Hansen's reach on error is now a hit. Hansen 1 for 2 now.
This crowd coming to life a little bit here as Trevor Meath gets set for the 0-2. From Hunter Mills. He steps off.
Trevor Meath, he leads the team in batting average, batting .385 this year. How about a .370 batting average with runners in scoring position?
Just unbelievable. He's got a chance to knock in another run here in a big spot in this regional final. Hunter Mills getting set. Trevor Meath dig it in. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and fouled.
Meath, a senior outfielder, committed to play baseball right around here at College of Lake County. He's one of 4 on this team that's committed to play at CLC.
The 0-2 from Mills. Ball misses high. Two outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Grayslake Central with runners at first and second. They've got 3 runs in. They trail 4-3. Hunter Mills getting ready to throw a 1-2 to Trevor Meath. Here it comes. Ball misses high. Count evens up 2-2 on Meath. The dangerous Carson Woods waits in the on-deck circle. Back pick to second is not in time. Try to get Ross. Ross at second, Surwick at first. 2 away here in the home 4th. Grayslake Central 3, St. Viator 4 in this IHSA 3A regional final. Here comes a big 2-2 from Mills. Misses high again, ball 3. That's 2 in a row now that are missing that same spot, Dylan.
Mills continuing to throw that pitch, a ball right around Meath's head. And Meath doing a great job laying off those pitches.
Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trevor Meath. The payoff pitch. Swung on into right field. This ball is caught by Heineck and right. A diving catch. What a play from Braden Heineck to retire the side. That ball was falling fast and Heineck went full Superman mode to catch it to end the 4th inning. But Grayslake Central does get 3 runs back. And with 3 innings to go here in the Deerfield Regional Final, it's Grayslake Central 3, St. Viator 4. Welcome back to the 5th inning of play here at the Deerfield Regional Final and Grayslake Central Sectional in the IHSA 3A State Tournament. Crazy 4th inning it was. Deerfield, or with St. Viator scoring 4 in the top half and Grayslake Central responding with 3 in the bottom half. A total of 3 errors made in that inning. A lot of defensive problems that led to these runs being scored. A lot of nerves in this regional final atmosphere, but here we are in the top of the 5th inning. It's Grayslake Central's top bullpen arm, Nathan Foucault, who we did not see on Wednesday, who's coming in to pitch. On Saturday, I'm Brody Sheffrin, joined alongside Dylan Traeger. Happy to be with you, and leading off this inning for St. Viator is going to be Tanner Baina, who's got a couple of hits to his name today. Foucault, the hard-throwing left-hander. He's been the most reliable arm out of this Grayslake Central bullpen all season long, with a ERA of 1.11 and a batting average against of just .223. Dominant arm. He's committed to play at the College of Lake County alongside many other of these fellow Rams as this ball is hit sky high into left field. Surwick and Ross talking, and the catch is made by Mitchell Ross for out number 1. Top of this 5th inning feels like a crucial moment in this game to see if St. Viator can extend this lead after it was cut into majorly in the home 4th. So Foucault gets set to face Alec Hare, the center fielder. First pitch is in there for a strike. My partner Dylan Traeger has gone to the restroom. He will be back shortly. Foucault's 0-1 is lined hard into left field, a base hit. Good piece of hitting there from Alec Hare. Got way out in front of that breaking ball and lined it into left. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Lincoln Cernell, who's already got a base hit on the day. Coach Whalen will call time. Looks like Ian McGowan is tending to his right arm. Troy Whalen out to talk to him. See if he's going to be okay. Score 4-3 St. Viator. Top of the 5th inning. 1 out. McGowan is injured on the field. We will step aside for 30 seconds. Welcome back to Deerfield High School for coverage of the IHSA 3A Deerfield Regional Final between St. Viator and Grayslake Central. Ian McGowan just left the game with what we believe to be an arm injury. Jack Velez is the new third baseman. Something to keep an eye on as Lincoln Cernell digs in for St. Viator to face the lefty Nathan Foucault. This ball is hit high into left field. Charlie Surwick has a read on it and makes the catch for out number 2. Nice play there from Charlie Surwick. As Cernell is retired.
We saw Jack Velez pinch hit in the last game. He went 0 for 1, a 6-3 putout.
Wind really starting to blow now in the top of the 5th inning at Deerfield High School in this regional final game. Runner goes. This ball is hit into left center field. It's going to be all the way. It's caught. What a play by Mitchell Ross. Willie Mays-esque style dives backwards into left field to make a beautiful play to end the inning. This crowd salutes him for it, and they should. What a play by Mitchell Ross for the 3rd out. St. Viator does not score. Score remains 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning from Deerfield. We've got ourselves a thriller on our hands in the IHSA Class 3A Deerfield Regional Final between St. Viator and Grayslake Central. The score 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Grayslake Central's got the heart of their order coming up, Dylan.
You are definitely right about that. It's Carson Woods leading it off. He's 1 for 2 today. A single to left field and a 1-4-3 put-out double play he grounded into. Woods, he had a spectacular game at the plate the other day versus Woodstock. 3 hits and a walk, going 3 for 3.
He lays down a bunt here. Foul. Interesting decision from Coach Whalen to call for a bunt from his number 2 hitter. Woods had a costly error in the top of the 4th inning on a routine ground ball that he was not able to field properly, and led to a bases clearing double from Jacob Oberwise that made the score 4-0 at the time, but trying to get some of that back here at the plate. The 0-1 from Hunter Mills. Misses just outside. Still no action in that St. Viator bullpen, Dylan. Hunter Mills has been pitching really well today. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and popped up. This one's going to be foul.
Pitch number 55 for Mills. He's kept that pitch count pretty low. We've seen pitchers already in these playoffs go the distance. Kenya from St. Viator going a complete game, over 120 pitches, so you know St. Viator's not scared to let their pitchers go high in the count.
Yeah, Terry Baina's manager comparison is Dusty Baker with the way he likes to handle his bullpen. Still no action. We will let you guys know if that changes anytime soon, as this ball is flown into left field. And foul.
There's no protection for those bullpens, so there's a lot of room on both sides to track down those foul balls that are sailing.
They were unable to do it this time, but we've seen in the last couple games that be the case, as Carson Woods has worked a really nice at-bat here against Hunter Mills, trying to drive up that pitch count just a little bit as he gets set for the 2-2. Swung on, grounded, second base. Tanner Baina gloves it, fires over to Oberweiss for out number 1. Nice play there from Baina on a bouncing ball, as this will bring up Cal Hansen.
Hansen, the starting pitcher, a single to center field in his second at bat, was retired a 1-3 put out his first time. Hansen batting right around 365 this season, leads the team in doubles and hit by pitches. 11 doubles, 4 hit by pitches.
And speak of the devil, Dylan, number 20, Kieran Smith, has just gotten to the St. Viator bullpen to start warming up. So that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow as we come down the stretch. In the bottom of this 5th inning of play, Cal Hansen takes ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Finds the strike zone. County is up 1-1.
Kieran Smith, he was warming up in the bullpen for quite some time versus Deerfield. They never ended up putting him in, as St. Viator went the distance with their starting pitcher, Alistair Kanya, as that ball is foul tipped back. But Kieran Smith, only 4 appearances this year, an ERA 1.75, 1-0, 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, an even 2 strikeout, 2 walk ratio.
For now, it's still Hunter Mills, as here comes the 1-2. Misses low to Hansen. Cal Hansen trying to get something started, as he did in the 4th inning of play.
Wind blowing in heavy, I'm sure it can be heard on the broadcast, blowing right back at us in towards the infield.
The 2-2 from Mills. Bouncing ball for Hansen. This is going to be a tough play for Thompson. He gloves it and makes it look easy. Nice play there from Brandon Thompson. That's out number 2.
The rare 2-3 put out, a tough play to make, as Thompson barehanded it and threw it on the left side of the bag to make the out.
Yeah, and it will be Jackville, as Ian McGowan still has not re-entered this game. That's going to be another thing to watch as we come down the stretch. One of the top bats in this Grayslake Central lineup is going to be absent with an injury. This ball's swung on, grounded to shortstop. Jackson bobbles it, has got a chance to make the play, and he does. Great recovery there from Ryan Jackson. He bobbled it and threw that thing over to first with quite a bit of velocity to retire the Rams in order. Big bounce back inning there from Hunter Mills, and after 5 innings of play, the score remains St. Viator 4, Grayslake Central 3. We will have the final 2 innings of play for you coming up shortly. Can't wait. It's officially crunch time here from Deerfield High School in the regional final. St. Viator leads the Grayslake Central Rams 4-3. And it's another pitching change for the Rams. Nathan Foucault's day is over. It'll be Colton Ohm, who we saw on Wednesday was lights out, is going to come out and pitch the 6th inning here.
Colton Ohm, his 10th appearance of the season. Only 2 starts at the bullpen, 27.1 innings pitched. He's a 4-1 record, 18 runs allowed, 11 of those were earned. He's got a high walk rate, 21 walks to 30 strikeouts, but he keeps that ERA pretty low, 2.41 ERA. Batters heavy batting average of around 219 against Ohm, as Ohm is going to look to protect that 1-run deficit.
It's some good news. Ian McGowan is back in at third base after the injury and missing the at-bat. As Colton Ohm is getting set to pitch to Jonathan Chance. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for St. Viator in the top of this 6th inning, who seek to extend their lead. This ball is right back at Ohm. Nice play there from 45, and White fires over to first base for out number 1. Colton Ohm flashing the leather a little bit from the mound. Brandon Thompson gets set to dig in, trying to start something for St. Viator here in the visiting 6th. He takes ball 1 low. He's got 3 walks on the day, Dylan. Hasn't gotten anything great to hit yet, and I got to imagine that's slightly intentional given his pop.
Have you ever seen someone walk 4 times in a game, a 7-inning game?
I can't say I have, but as the count goes to 2-0 here, it wouldn't surprise me. Looks like they're pitching around Thompson to some degree because he is just so dangerous. The East Suburban Catholic Conference Offensive Player of the Year. It's a conference that will not exist anymore in 2 years. It's merging with the Chicago Catholic League. As here comes the 2-0 to Thompson. Swung on and lined into left field, a base hit. Brandon Thompson rounds first. He will stay there, but it's a 1-out single for Thompson, and St. Viator trying to extend this lead in the 6th.
And Brandon Thompson really showing why these pitchers really don't try to give him anything in his wheelhouse, because if you do, he will cause some damage. He takes that one for a ride to left field.
It's his 4th time reaching base today. 3 walks and a single as Braden Heineck digs in with 1 out against Colton Ohm. This ball's lined into left center field. Catch is made by Ross for out number 2. Mitchell Ross got a beautiful read on that one. Took a few steps to his left and was able to make a nice and easy play for out number 2, Dylan.
As that'll bring up Jacob Oberweis. And if you remember last time Oberweis was at the plate, he absolutely pieced that ball to the 352 marker in center field. It brought in 2 RBIs. St. Viator can thank Oberweis for their lead.
Thompson goes, throw down from Hansen. Tag applied, not in time. It's a stolen base for Thompson, and just like that, Dylan, for the 4th time today, 4th inning today, St. Viator's got runners in scoring position. With 2 outs, Oberweis trying to pick up his 4th RBI of the day.
A quick pop time there from Hansen. That throw left of the bag at second base. Throw got there in time.
That ball's lined into left field, a base hit. We'll see if Ross goes home with this one. The cutoff to McGowan is overthrown. Throw down to second base, not in time, and it's a single. RBI single for Jacob Oberweis, who just continues to deliver for St. Viator. Advances to second on the throw, and it's 5-3.
And a nice display of hitting today from Jacob Oberweis. Slaps that one on the line to left field. And you see Hansen trying to get Oberweis at second. And for the second time in a row, Hansen's throw down. It wasn't the pop time, but his throw goes left of the bag as Hansen gets to second after that throw home. A runner in scoring position as St. Viator goes to the pinch hitter, Gianluca Pellegrino, the sophomore infielder. He can hit from the right side. It's our first time seeing him in the regional playoffs.
Yeah, pinch hitting for Tommy Baina, the designated hitter, so no substitutions needed. And Dylan, we saw Colton Ohm absolutely dominate Woodstock North on Wednesday, but he's shown a little bit of vulnerability here against this hot-hitting St. Viator lineup on this Saturday afternoon.
And Brody, that was one of your keys to the game, if I recall, is the usage of this Grayslake Central pitching staff, having 3 pitchers used versus Woodstock. We weren't sure how rested they would be as they turned to Ohm quickly, asking a lot out of the reliever. His second appearance in just several days.
Absolutely. Threw a lot of pitches on Wednesday as well, going 3 strong innings. But we'll see how that pans out, because I got to imagine the rest of this 6th inning will be his. That pitch finds the strike zone. Count moves to 2-1 on the pinch hitter, Pellegrino. Oberweis at second base. He has had himself a day, Dylan, batting in 4 out of the Viator 5 runs. The latest coming in this 6th inning. 2-1 is line foul. You got to imagine Grayslake Central is really trying to get out of this 6th inning here, give their offense a chance to put more runs on the board as they trail 5-3 in this regional final game. They are the number 2 seed and hosting the sectional. So if they can win this one, get back to playing on their home turf for sectional baseball, they like their chances of advancing to the Supers and potentially state.
Always very enjoyable as a team to not only play in the playoffs, but host those games. We saw Deerfield have that opportunity for their regional game for St. Viator Thursday. Get that better turnout.
As well as a year ago when they were able to win their regional. As this ball is grounded into left field, it's another base hit. Ross comes up throwing. It's going to be a close play at the plate, cut by McGowan. Oberweis scores, and it's 6-3. Big time base hit there from Pellegrino. And St. Viator now has 11 hits on the day.
Welcome to the game, Gianluca Pellegrino. A 6th inning pinch hit magic as he tags that ball to left field, bringing in the run as St. Viator all of a sudden a 3-run lead. They were up 4-0 earlier. Grayslake Central responded immediately, but St. Viator tagging on some extra runs now.
As it'll now be Tanner Baina trying to continue this little 2-out rally that St. Viator started in this 6th inning off of Colton Ohm. And it just makes you wonder, Dylan, if Grayslake Central had thrown a different arm and saved Ohm for today, whether he would have been a little more fresh and sharp, because they're really hitting the ball around the yard in this 6th inning.
It'll bring up Tanner Baina, who singled to right field in his first at-bat. Baina batting just under 300 and 297 going into the game. 3 runs scored, 5 runs batted in. Looking to continue Viator's 2-out rally.
Ohm's pickoff play to first. It's not in time. Ohm trying to figure it out here as he tries to escape a jam with 2 outs in the 6th. The first pitch to Baina is in for a strike. Interesting to see Grayslake Central had their high leverage bullpen arm Nathan Fuco in the 5th inning, but he did not come back out for the 6th after working a clean 5th. As Tanner Baina gets set for the 0-1. Colton Ohm kicks and fires. Ground ball right back at Ohm. He runs it over, flips it to first base to end the inning, but St. Viator gets 2 highly needed insurance runs. We will go to the bottom of the 6th inning as interesting moment here. Ian McGowan has called all of Grayslake Central over to give some sort of a speech as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th inning of play. St. Viator 6, Grayslake Central 3. We'll have that for you in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Deerfield High School for the bottom of the 6th inning in this regional final game in Class 3A between the St. Viator Lions and the Grayslake Central Rams. And Dylan, St. Viator's got 2 very big insurance runs off Colton Ohm in the top half of this inning. What does Grayslake Central have to do to try and get back into this one? Because they now trail by 3 with just 6 outs to go in their potential season.
Well, Brody, at this point in the game, it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter Mills, the starting pitcher for Viator, is still out. And a lot of these Grayslake Central bats have seen him even 3 times now. So they got to have an understanding of what he's doing out there. He's got to be a little bit fatigued. They know what pitches are coming. They should be able to attack him in this half of the inning, as there's first pitch called strike to Beckham Stone. But as I was saying before, you know Mills isn't throwing his best stuff. He's going out there looking to throw a 0 up on the board.
Absolutely, that ball misses outside. Beckham Stone trying to get things started for Grayslake Central in the 6th.
Stone 1 for 2.
This ball's lined up the middle, a base hit. This is exactly what the Rams needed. Grayslake Central's got the leadoff man aboard of the 6th.
The second hit of the afternoon for Beckham Stone. He first had a single to left, now a single to center, as that'll put a runner on the right corner for Colton Ohm, who's got 2 hits today, 2 singles to right.
Ohm trying to get some of the runs back that he conceded on the mound in the 6th. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter, Ohm.
He leads the team in slugging percentage, .616. He's got 17
Mills
RBIs.
gets set. That pitch looked like it might have grazed Ohm. He jumped out of the way, but it did not. Pitch had a lot of velocity on it from Hunter Mills, who has been able to maintain a lot of his pitch speed despite having thrown 5 complete innings of play. Pitch finds the strike zone for strike 1. Colton Ohm, right-handed batter, hits from a slight crouch as this pickoff play is not in time.
With his 2 hits today, Ohm batting right around 350 this season. Looking to spark a 6-inning rally for the Rams, who are down 3.
Stone stands at first, nobody out. Strike 2 called to Colton Ohm. Looked like the umpire rang him up there, but it was only strike 2. Stone gets his lead at first. Here comes the 1-2 from Hunter Mills. Swung on, fly to left. Back goes Cernell. That ball is foul. Oh, they called it fair. It's going to be a double for Colton Ohm. So one umpire put his hands up, and now they all are. Looks like Colton Ohm's going to have to go back to the plate. We couldn't see it from our angle in left field, Dylan, but
well, the home plate umpire had his hands up foul from the start, and he's got the best view on that, standing on that line down to left field.
Absolutely. Ohm jumped all over that 1-2 breaking ball, hit it hard into left field, and just foul.
We've had this issue before from where we're at. It's a complete blind spot on the third base bleachers. The third base dugout completely blocks half of left field.
Unless it's still 1-2, the pitch from Mills is outside. Hunter Mills been nothing short of amazing tonight. Here comes the 2-2. Called strike 3. Big sequence there. So it looked like it was about to be second and third. Nobody out, and it's now just a runner at first with 1 out. So that brings up the catcher, Soren Hansen.
Just the second strikeout today from Mills. Not a strikeout pitcher, but he's been very effective on the mound.
Finds the strike zone again. There are a lot of strikes today from Hunter Mills. He has been very efficient in his 5 1/3 innings of work. As you can see with his pitch count. Here comes the 0-1 to Soren Hansen. Never mind. Picked off the first, not in time.
The honorable mention, all-conference selection, had that ERA at 3.6 going into the game.
And this feels like a time where Grayslake Central's got to just relax and realize that they know how to win these games. They're 26-9 on the season. They've been unbelievable, the champions of the NLCC, and they know how to win. They know what these situations are like. So they got to channel that and figure out a way to scratch some runs across, because they only have 5 outs left in what potentially could be their season. As here comes the pitch to Soren Hansen, swings and misses, strike 2.
Hansen, he got that ball to drop down for a single in right field his last at bat. Looking to stay hot at the plate with that last hit.
Viator crowd starting to get into it. Here comes the 1-2 from Hunter Mills. Misses outside. Tensions are really starting to rise here in this regional final, with a regional championship on the line and a berth in the sectional semifinals, which will take place at Grayslake Central next Wednesday. Winner of this game will take on the Gators from Crystal Lake South. But first, gotta win this game. As Hansen calls time with 2 strikes and 1 out in the 6th.
Count is even, 2-2, as Mills looking for his 6th inning to be completed very soon.
Soren Hansen digs in. The 2-2 from Hunter Mills. Swung on in line into left field, a base hit. This one's gonna get down, rounding second is Beckham Stone. And it's a 1-out single for Soren Hansen, his 2nd of the night. This will bring up Mitchell Ross, who has had a great day in the field and trying to get another hit at the plate. Dylan, we've been treated to 20 combined hits from these two teams tonight. Just a very entertaining regional final.
That marks back-to-back singles from Soren Hansen. And as you said, there's a little bit of a sparked rally now with 1 out aside, Mitchell Ross.
Represents the tying run here in this 6th inning. St. Viator leads 6-3. The action in the bullpen.
St. Viator going to call time. Mitchell Ross drove in a run on his last at bat. He reached base from an E6. It was an error at shortstop from Jackson.
Lions will come to the mound here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Mitchell Ross at the plate. We will be back in 15 seconds. We've reached that time of the game, Dylan. It's the 7th inning, so fasten those seatbelts and stick with us for what's certainly going to be a crazy ending. St. Viator 6, Grayslake Central 3. It's going to be Luke Eckenstaller on the mound for Grayslake Central. We saw him in the 7th inning against Woodstock North, and we've seen him again now.
It's Eckenstaller's second appearance in the regionals. And we talked before the game, Brody, about our key to the game being Grayslake Central using 3 different arms on Wednesday, and they choose to bring 2 of those arms back into the game. Ohm and now Eckенstaller. Eckенstaller an ERA and even 3. 20 innings pitched, 12 of those. Of this 12 outings, 2 of those are starts. He's got a 2-1 record, 15 runs, 10 of those are earned. 21 strikeouts to 9 walks. Batters bat around 220 against him. Looking to keep that average low as Grayslake Central not looking to make their deficit any larger here. 2 arms in the bullpen for St. Viator as Mills' day could be complete.
Alec Harrer leading off this 7th inning for St. Viator. Tries to bunt, but kind of whiffed at that one. It'll be 8-9-1 here for the Lions. As here comes the 0-1 to Harrer from Eckenstaller. Just misses low.
We saw Eckenstaller kind of slip a bit on the mound. We were talking during the break how sometimes some of these pitchers will dig such a deep hole by the rubber that it becomes a little bit of a hazard, and you got to bring more dirt out to fill that hole.
Absolutely, definitely going to be something to watch in this 7th inning as this mound has been used quite a bit today. Harrier calls time. The 2-1 coming from Eckenstaller. Just misses outside, ball 3 from the tall, lanky right-hander. This ball is swung on and popped up into left field. Under it is Ross. He's got it for the first out. Nice routine play made by Mitchell Ross. And that will bring up pinch hitter Anthony Roman for St. Viator.
Anthony Roman, the senior first baseman. He throws lefty, he bats from the left side. He brings that tall frame to the plate.
Eckenstaller trying to get some big outs. As Roman takes a big hack and misses. Now 3 arms warming up in this St. Viator bullpen.
Pretty unique to have 3 different guys out there.
Yeah, one of them's got to stand on the grass.
I think that's 2 arms out there. I think the one in the middle is a pitching coach.
You know, Dylan, looking at it now, you are 100% correct. As that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Roman is retired. The first 2 are gone in the 7th inning by Eckenstaller.
We'll go back to the top of the order, Ryan Jackson, the Grinnell College commit. Funny enough, my college roommate, his brother, is going to be a freshman playing baseball at Grinnell with Jackson.
That's certainly interesting. That ball's grounded. Surwick's got it. The throw is over the head of Beckham Stone at first. And advancing to second is Ryan Jackson. It's Charlie Surwick's 2nd error of the game. He gloved it and fielded it well. Just kind of sailed the throw a little bit, released it a little earlier than I believe he would have liked to, and the speed of Jackson kind of stunned him a little bit, and that'll keep this 7th inning alive as Jonathan Shans digs in with 2 out.
And a tough play there for Grayslake Central. What should have gotten them out of the inning goes down as an E6 as the Rams now have recorded 3 errors today, all in the infield.
And that's the difference in this game. Dylan, that play by Carson Woods could have been made in the 4th inning, led to a 3-run double, and that's the difference here. As Shands digs in with the dangerous Thompson on deck.
Well,
Eckenstaller misses for ball 1.
it's a trouble of playing these neutral site games on the road in the playoffs. You're playing fields you're not used to. And like Deerfield High School, it's got that tough grass infield with the dirt outside of the middle infield. You get those tough plays off that edge lip of the grass that always bounce up and come at you weird. You got to be ready really for that ball to go anywhere.
Absolutely. Is now Shands has worked the count to 3-0 on Eckenstaller. And I do not think Grayslake Central wants to face Brandon Thompson here in the 7th inning. They want to get out of it now, but that's the harsh reality they're staring down. As here's the 3-0 and misses low for ball 4, and here he comes.
Brandon Thompson, the hard-hitting catcher to the plate. He's reached base in all of his 4 at-bats today. He's only 1 for 1 with a single to left and a run score, but he walked 3 times. He hasn't been given much to pitch. As time is called from Grayslake Central, they're going to give Eckenstaller a minute to get everything back together.
Yeah, that error is one of those things as a pitcher that gets in your head a little bit. But that will be the end of the day for Luke Eckenstaller. Uncharacteristic quick hook after 2 outs, a error and a walk. It'll be Rocco Rand coming in for Grayslake Central. We'll give him an opportunity to get warmed up, and we will be back for Thompson's at bat shortly. Welcome back to Deerfield High School, where St. Viator leads Grayslake Central 6-3 in this IHSA regional final game. The 7-seed Lions have opened up a 6-3 lead after 2 runs in the 6th, and they're threatening to score again here in the 7th with 1st and 2nd, 2 outs for star catcher Brandon Thompson.
It's Rocco Rand coming into the game on the mound. He's got an ERA around 1.7, little over 20 innings of work, 14 appearances, only 1 of them starts, 2-1 record, 10 runs, 6 of them earned, 5 walks, 20 strikeouts, opponents batting .219 against him.
First pitch misses low, and Dylan, you wonder if Coach Troy Whalen heard what we were talking about using arms that he used on Wednesday, and he brings in a new arm, Rocco Rand, that we have not seen yet in the regional. Here comes the 1-0 to Thompson. Misses outside, ball 2.
At this point in the game, you really have to pitch to Thompson. You can't really justify walking him with 2 outs aside and a new pitcher in who this whole team hasn't seen before.
Here comes the 2-0. Misses low, ball 3. Rand struggling to find his control as Thompson has worked 3 ball counts and now all 5 of his plate appearances today.
Thompson, he's reached base 4 times, looking for that 5th time now. A pitch that a pitch you think he'd have a 3-0 green light on, especially having that 3-run lead, 2 runners on.
He takes, here comes the 3-1. Swung on and fouled, strike 2. Count now full, and Dylan, Grayslake Central's really got to get out of this unscathed if they want a real opportunity to come back. They will have the top of their order looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, but they really got to get Thompson here. Rocco Rand gets set. Here comes the payoff. Swung on, popped up, Center field, this is going to be a tough play. Coming in on it is not, play is not going to be made. It's down. The run's going to score. It will only be one, but Thompson will advance to second. St. Viator makes this game 7-3. Just an unfortunate break for Rocco Rand. Weak contact from Thompson, but it dropped in for a hit.
You see how deep Grayslake Central's outfield was playing. Colton Ohm was coming in to charge that one, and just a little bit of miscommunication along with the outfield playing pretty deep and the infield playing in the dirt. A tough play to make.
Absolutely, as the runners will now be at second and third, and Braden Heineck is going to have a chance to really open this game up. A base hit, and it'll be a 6-run game. This is a must-get out if you're Grayslake Central and Rocco Rand. St. Viator now leads at 7-3 here in the top of the 7th. Rand misses ball 1.
Braden Heineck, the batter, stepping up to plate. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs aside for Heineck.
This ball is popped up. Carson Woods and Surwick talking. Surwick calls him off to make the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's St. Viator 7, Grayslake Central 3. Here we go. It is the bottom of the 7th inning of this regional final game between the number 7 seed St. Viator Lions and the number 2 seed Grayslake Central Rams. And Dylan, it's been a shocking one today. St. Viator leads this game 7-3. They've gotten 12 hits off of a plethora of Grayslake Central pitchers, and Hunter Mills has just been holding down the fort on the mound for St. Viator. This is the 2nd straight game that they've had a starter attempt to go the distance, pitch into the 7th inning. And this is the 5th, I believe it's the 5th time through the order. And it's Trevor Meath leading things off.
Mills, he's allowed 3 runs on 9 hits. It might not be the prettiest stat line, those 3 runs all coming in the 4th inning. But hey, at the end of the day, Brody, if your starting pitcher can go a complete game in the playoffs, and this is going to be the 2nd time that could potentially happen for St. Viator, you're saving your arms with the opportunity for another game coming next week. And a win is a win, especially if your pitchers are being saved.
Absolutely, and for St. Viator, if they can get out of this week only using 2 pitchers, obviously they're not trying to save anybody if this is a win-or-go-home setting, but certainly an extra benefit of having somebody go the distance is 2 quick strikes on Trevor Meath.
Meath 0 for 3 today, a strikeout, a bunt that hit him, and F9 looking to reach base the first time today. He leads the team in average.
Here comes the 0-2. Misses high. It'll be Meath, Woods, and Hanson. Top of this Grayslake Central lineup. This is right where they want to be in their order when they're trailing by 4. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning of this regional final. The 1-2 coming from Hunter Mills. Swung on, flied right field. This one will be foul.
This Grayslake Central team, 4 runs to stay alive, 5 to walk it off. We just saw a walk-off from St. Viator on Thursday, scoring 3 runs across the 6th and 7th inning versus Deerfield.
Dylan, if we know anything about this Grayslake Central offense, it's they're capable. Here comes the 1-2 from Mills. Good take there from Meath. This Ram team is extremely capable of putting up 4 runs in an inning. We saw them do it twice on Wednesday. As here comes the 2-2. Cold strike 3. Nice pitch there from Hunter Mills to retire Trevor Meath. As the Rams are now down to their final 2 outs here in the 7th.
It'll bring up Carson Woods, who's 1 for 3 today. He singled to left in his first at bat. He's been retired the last 2 times, but he was the player to keep an eye on last game for Grayslake Central. 3 for 3. Few hits and a walk.
First pitch to Woods, grounded to first base side. Woods hustling Oberwise, makes the tag for out number 2. And just like that, Dylan, the Rams are down to their final out in this regional final.
A tough play there at first for Oberwise. A ball he kind of had to charge into the grass a little bit for, but nonetheless, that'll bring up the starting pitcher and DH from today, Cal Hansen. He was 1 for 3. He had a single to center field as well as 2 infield putouts. Hansen, one of the more dangerous hitters on this Rams team, looking to keep this team and their season alive with 2 outs.
First pitch fouled back to the left side. Cal Hansen, the last hope for Grayslake Central in this regional championship game. St. Viator can taste the hardwood that might be coming to them in the coming minutes, but first they got to get this last out as Cal Hansen flies this one into left. Under it is Cernell. He cannot make the catch. Cal Hansen will be at second base. We'll check the ruling on if that's a hit or an error. It was impossible to see from our angle. But
the worst possible spot to hit a ball for the broadcaster is the perfect blind spot of the dugout, as Cal Hansen's going to get that 2-out double, keeping the Rams' playoff hopes alive. It'll bring up Ian McGowan. Had a nice single to center field his first at bat.
St. Viator can taste it now. They're 1 out away from becoming regional champs. Hunter Mills on the mound, Ian McGowan the batter. First pitch, lined into left field. It's over the head of Cernell. This one's gonna make it all the way to the wall. Cal Hansen's gonna score it. It's an RBI double for Ian McGowan. Grayslake Central's not going down quietly, Dylan.
McGowan, the team leader in hits, absolutely drills that ball on the line. The left field wall bouncing off of it. Ian McGowan putting a run up on the board in the 7th. And just like that, the Rams aren't going home silenced. Beckham Stone will come to the plate, a runner in scoring position. He's got 2 singles to his name today. Another single could possibly score a run with McGowan at second.
The tying run standing in the on-deck circle here in this 7th inning. Beckham Stone the batter. Hunter Mills still remains in the game for the Lions. First pitch grounded to second base. This could be it. Tanner Baina gloves it, fires it over to Oberweiss, and that's it. St. Viator's won the ball game by a score of 7-4, and they are regional champions. Impressive effort by St. Viator today to take down Grayslake Central and win the Deerfield Regional. They will advance to play Crystal Lake South next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Hunter Mills goes a complete game. Unbelievable stuff, Dylan.
Blue is the color of the Gatorade path for Hunter Mills. Give him a complete game. 7 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed, 11 hits. A fantastic week of pitching from St. Viator. Bullpen usage, 0, Brody. That's Alistair Kenya and Hunter Mills combining for 14 innings of work. Starting pitching dominance from the Lions, Brody.
Absolutely, Dylan. And Grayslake Central, this is a season they certainly cannot hang their hats on. They finished 26-10, and Troy Whalen did another fantastic job. He's got a ton of experience coaching these guys. They'll be back next year. Hopefully we will too, hosting another regional. But for Dylan Traeger, I'm Brody Sheffer. We thank you for joining us all week long for Deerfield Regional Baseball. It was a blast taking you with us through 3 fantastic ball games. The final score from Deerfield today in the regional final. It's St. Viator 7, Grayslake Central 4. We thank you so much again for tuning in on Deerfield Athletics YouTube. We hope to continue bringing coverage to you throughout the years. I'm Brody Sheffer and he's Dylan Traeger. We're signing off.